I've said this before. This entire world in society says that being sensitive, being emotional is weak. Don't be weak. Don't be weak. Gotta be strong. Yeah, but what happens if you're predisposed to be extra sensitive and to be extra emotional? What, you're gonna tell me not, and that you're gonna tell me not to be myself? But you listen to that because you want to be just, you want to believe what society's telling you. Want to believe what the alpha males are telling you. You need to be strong, man. You cannot show weakness ever. Don't ever show weakness. Emotions make you weak. What makes you weak is when you start to embody those emotions, because that makes you easily manipulated. That makes you reactive. You can have your emotions, have your sensitivity. It is how you see the world. Our currency is empaths, is emotional energy. That is what allows us to authentically connect with people. That's what allows us to get what we want. Like, it really is huge in getting what you want out of life. Like, life is relationships. It is. And empaths are amazing at relationships because we can authentically connect with people. But a lot of times we forget about connecting with ourselves too, prioritizing ourselves. There is nothing weak about having emotional sensitivity and being predisposed to emotion. There's nothing. In fact, it's a strength. And I'll tell you, like, as I said, like, it's what allows you to connect with human beings, and it allows you to heal people. Like, you think that's weak? Like, when you can, I remember there was this Disney movie. I think it was called Lights Out. But I could be wrong. It was where, like, all of the emotions were, like, inside this little girl's head, and they were, like, all acting to, like, help the girl live her life and stuff. And there's this scene where the joy emotion, who's just, like, super positive, upbeat, like, just motivating, she saw this little creature that had just lost his friend or his house or something. He was just sitting there on the porch or, like, on the cliff, just, like, so down and upset. The equivalent is if someone had just gone through something really traumatic, like they had lost lost a loved one, or lost their job, or just something, major health problem or something. And the joy emotion was down there, like, come on now, like, yeah, let's just, let's feel good, man. You got this. Like, nothing's wrong. Like, all happy all the time. And the sadness emotion just went and sat down next to the guy and was just like, I know, I'm sorry. It wasn't what the sadness emotion was saying to the person. It was an emotional connection. As an empath and a highly sensitive person, you can literally, emotionally, energetically connect with somebody. Not everyone can do that. A lot of people have cognitive empathy instead of true empathy. It's like, okay, I can understand how you're feeling, but now, no, I feel how you're feeling. That's healing. That is what is going to save the world. You don't have to even be up on a stage to do it. That's what gives fulfillment in life, is helping people like that. It's humbling. You think that's weak? You're predisposed to extra emotion and you have the ability to literally help someone. I mean, what if that person was going to go and kill themselves and that one conversation just saved their life? That's weak? No. Like, I've been around some of the toughest men on the planet, toughest women on the planet. Aggressive, loud, don't take crap from no one, and leader, alpha, all this stuff. No, man. Aggressive, things that society told them to be, and they considered an alpha male. Don't let anyone punk you, man. That's what they used to say to me. You don't let anyone test you. You don't let anyone step up on you, I gotta protect my ego. Gotta protect the fragile ego. And quite frankly, like, a lot of those guys had drinking problems, A lot of those guys didn't have good relationships with their wives, their kids. You know, you try to talk to them about anything, they just like, it was like a foreign language to them. You know, if it didn't have to do with being alpha male or anything surface level, you know, but they're strong, you know, I have tough skin, man. It's like, no, you know, I'll tell you what true strength is. True strength is being able to hold space for those intense emotions inside and not be moved by them, to not be stifled by them, and to not be affected by them, but you allow them to exist in that space inside of you. That's strength. That is inner strength. You know, how do you get there though? It starts with your lifestyle habits. You know, you think like you're gonna have internal self-strength if you're just eating ice cream and cake all day? You can try. You know, are you preserving your sexual energy? You know, energy that literally can create human life. You preserving that? You taking care of that, or are you just pumping and dumping into like random people? You know, I'm not saying that if, you know, if you're married, that's different. Like you're having, or in a love relationship, that's different. Like there's an energy exchange there, you know. But still, you know, you don't want to be a slave to that either. You need to start you need to start separating yourself from these emotions that you're having in life and the emotions that you're taking on. Like I was saying that, you know, I've said this before in other videos, like when you're having emotions and thoughts, because emotions come from your thoughts, right? A lot of times we literally believe that our thoughts are reality. A lot of times, I'd say most times your mind is lying to you, you know, but we believe it. Why do we believe it? You know, we're so attached to it. You know, you literally have to take your mind, you know, your thoughts and your emotions here, and start observing them right in front of you. You know, when you're going through a thought process or an emotion, just try closing your eyes and visualize it. It's like right in front of you. Just like that, you know, that is the first step to self-awareness, and not starting to hold space for those emotions. You don't have, just because you're thinking or feeling something doesn't mean you have to attach to it. I'm not saying this happens overnight, but I'm saying it works. This is just pure truth right here. I swear by it. I will die on my sword over this. You know, that's true strength. If you can experience heavy emotions and take on heavy emotions from people, and not get stifled by them, not get drained by them, not allow them to affect you, that is strength. You're in touch with your emotions, you're in touch with the emotions and the energy of the world around you as an empath. We're already predisposed to that, check. But now we can hold the space, and we have good self-care techniques to maintain that inner stability. That's strength. That is the perfect balance between masculine and feminine energy right there. You know, we all of us, men and women, have that inside of us. You know, where you can still be compassionate, loving, and giving and open in this world, in the flow of emotion, but you have the strength and stability inside to not allow it to affect you and stifle you. But you're not shutting it down. All of the alpha males and most of the people that say that they have thick skin and never, I don't get affected by that stuff. I don't do emotions, man. I'm closed down, man. I'm closed down. Emotions make you weak. You know, yeah, you follow those guys around every day. See how many of them have drinking problems, drug problems, addictions, you know, and just total denial. Overweight, eat really terribly. All their coping mechanisms for their dopamine hits to just keep denying who they are. It's the truth. And that's the first step, though. Is you have to have that self-awareness. And it's cool. Like, again, like, I'm not saying that these are bad people, you know, but don't sit here and tell me, though, that that's healthy. You know, I'm not, again, like, I'm not saying that these people, again, I'm taking the behaviors and the actions. I'm not talking about the people themselves. You know, this is like preconditioned stuff, but as empaths and highly sensitive people, it's just we're told, just don't be sensitive, don't be weak, you know, don't be weak. Don't you be weak now. Society has it wrong of what is weak. And ironically enough, when you find that balance inside of you, people are going to be asking you how they do it, how you did it. You know, they're going to want it, whether they're conscious of it or not. They're just going to want to be around you. And then you can help them out too. If you feel called to help that person out, you know, like, it's humbling, you know, but to get there, you're going to, you know, to get there on that path of real, you know, that self-actualization and those realizations, it's going to come with a lot of ego deaths, you know, because you're going to realize, like, the way you've been living your life hasn't been serving you for a long time, and you're going to have to let go of those identities of who you are. You know, be prepared for that. Dark night of the soul. I'm going to do a video on that later. You know, it's cool though. This is all happening on your own time. Be where you're at. All right. Bye.